Hey y'all, same day for my other video, different hat. Yeah, I'm doing a video on one of my most beloved movies. And I guess you can tell by the thumbnail, so there's no great reveal. That movie would be Repo Man. I just got this. Now, I love this movie. And for such a movie that I adore, I've probably seen it like 10 times over the past almost 38 years. 38 years. Came out in 1984. Alex Cox. This was like his first foray into movies. I think he did another student film before this. And this is the Criterion Collection box. Now, I paid a little more money for this just because it's hard to find. And it's Bluray. It's just fantastic. It stars Emilio Estevez and Harry Dean Stanton. And it's just fantastic, man. It's fantastic. Here's another picture. It's Harry, right? There's the back with Emilio. Now you can see on the front here, this is like a map of Los Angeles. It came with this nifty little book too, okay? Los Angeles. Now this movie is so indicative of LA. I just think of LA when I think of this movie. LA from the early 80s. Repo Man. See, most people avoid tense situations. Repo Man get into tense situations. That was a quote from Harry Dean Stanton in the movie. Now, this movie, like I said, I've seen it about 10 times, and it just gets better every time. It takes place, like I said, down in L.A., the grimier, grittier parts of L.A. And, like I said, it stars Bud, which is Harry Dean Stanton. Emilio Estevez plays Otto. And then you have he's like a punk rocker at the time. You have Ollie and Duke and Archie and Debbie. It's just such a good movie, man. So I mean, the premise behind it starts off. It's like a real weird. It's like an alien sci-fi. Noir, shoot 'em up movie. I don't know, but it's just so many different things going on at the same time. But it's got so many classic scenes, and like I said, this movie was Alex Cox's first big foray into movies, and it's weird. You know, I think it was released by Universal, and they actually invest in some like kid out of film school. And to make up such a this is a weird movie. If you get a chance to watch this movie. You will not be disappointed. The cast, it's funny. It's just everything, man. The music's fantastic. So like Suicidal Tendencies in it, Circle Jerks. I remember when this movie came out, I went and saw it in the theaters. And it wasn't in the theaters long. And because it bombed, and I didn't think they re-released it because actually the soundtrack, Repo Man soundtrack, started doing really well because it was a collection of hardcore bands from the 80s in Cali. And yeah, it's like I said, it's alien, sci-fi, just absolute ridiculousness. Now, you know, some interesting things on this. This was produced, executive produced by Mike Nesmith. Mike Nesmith, yes, from the Monkees. The one who owned the hat, one who just passed away. And he actually was able to produce this because Mike Nesmith's mom had just invented whiteout, liquid paper, whatever you want to call it. Can you imagine his mom invented whiteout? Fucking amazing. And so, because of her inventing whiteout, one of the Monkees got to make Repo Man, or help produce it. It's just awesome. You know, it's got like a lot of sci-fi guys in here. The band The Untouchables is in here. What song did they do? They do From the Great Beyond. You know, like a ska band. Hilarious scenes. Like I said, the Circle Jerks are in here. The title track to this Repo Man was actually done by Steve Jones and Iggy Pop. Like I said, it's just punk rock. The whole movie's punk rock. It's funny as hell. It's like a chase movie. They're after this car because there's like a big repo reward on the car of like $20,000, which was a decent amount of loot back in '84. And apparently the car was like from Area 51. It's got dead aliens in the trunk. It's just hilarious. It's just so funny. What else can I talk about this? The Repo Code. It's just so many funny scenes in it, you know. Like I said, this deluxe set, right? This one. This is the sleeve for the Harry Dean Stanton, Emilio Estevez. Then you got in here, you got a lot of punk rock posters at the time, or facsimiles of punk posters with a lot of the cast of characters that are in it. Like here's King Archie. That's one of the punks that Otto used to hang out with. You know who else is really funny? Like unless you saw the movie, you wouldn't know. What's the Kevin? Is it Kevin? Yeah, I think it's Kevin. Kevin's like Otto's friend. They work together. It's like some supermarket. Everything's like weird. I suggest you just go watch this. Like I said, it came with this book. Very informative book. Lots of stuff going on here. Cool graphic pictures. Like scenes from the movie. Very informative about what was going on at that time. You know, there's a lot of there's some political commentary in here. Cy Richardson, he's also in it. There's like a little comic book in here too. You could say kind of about the movie. A little. It's only a couple of pages, but it's fun. It's a fun little. It's like it would be like from a punk fanzine at the time. But anyway, there you go. I suggest you go watch Repo Man. 1984. Alex Cox directed. Mike Nesmith produced. It's California hardcore right here. The California hardcore scene right here. I forget what one of the bands was in it. It was such a funny song, and it's good. Apparently, no one ever called Pablo Picasso an asshole. I forget the name. I gotta look it up. I should have prepared better for this, but I didn't. Whatever. But anyway, one of my favorite movies that you should just go get it. I would buy it, man. Collector's item, man. Collector's item. It's 1984. It's like an hour and a half. It's a quick watch. Well worth it. Repo Man.